Hey guys, it's your humble host, or if you prefer. So yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed. I'm going to be covering the Save James rally. This was set up about a few days ago. This was not set up by the Save James page. Someone else is actually hosting it, and they're called Current Revolt. It's been verified. It's a legit thing. So I am waiting right now for a live feed, and I actually had to go through and redo a bunch of stuff because yeah, YouTube, when they changed a lot of their format, they went through and disconnected all of my stuff, so I had to go and reconnect everything, and because I hadn't streamed in a while, I didn't realize that was going on. So like I said, I'm waiting for, oh, and there's going to be that too. So I'm actually going to, oh, never mind, I can't mute the site. Waiting for a live feed, but just to kind of catch up on things. Also to clarify too, because there was some confusion about the latest ruling. So Anne does not get full conservatorship. The only thing that they really did was enforce the counseling, and then James has to go to school as a girl named Luna, which is really messed up. The school is virtual. From what I've been told is Anne will take the boys to her clinic, which is kind of risky due to this pandemic going on. And they'll chill up there and do their online classes. So I had talked with a few of the other people from the Save James group that Anne was pretty much going to be hovering over James's shoulder. No surprise there. So James isn't really able to fully express who he is, which really sucks. And then I'm also talking with people who are there, and from what I understand, the parking lot is full. There's going to be 2 different locations, it seems. The live feed that we're going to be covering is out of a location called Coffee Park. There's also another one that is Vanilla or whatnot, and it's supposed to be on the edge of the park. So we're going to see what live feeds are available. And then there's an individual, which I'm not 100% sure who this is, so I'm going to look them up. There's no live feed right now. Let me switch over here. Okay. So there's no live feed right now. Kevin Witt wants gay stories. The child of the king. So someone by the name of Kevin Witt's supposed to be attending there. If this is the dude I think it is, there's actually a couple articles that do come up on the guy. How long is this? I'll probably put these in the description later, or something, but I guess he used to be a drag queen, and he got saved. Oh, just to let you guys know, if you're not interested in anything religious, this is going to have prayer and things like that in it, just to kind of give you a heads up. I don't want to hear any freaking comments or anything in the live chat about them praying, because I'll freaking kick you. I'm not going to put up with it. Anyway, though, like I said, waiting on some news. But how are you guys doing? There's a few of you watching. How are you guys been? Let me see if there's anything on here. I unfortunately couldn't go to the rally, obviously. I'm in Illinois. It is in Texas, Dallas, Texas, also for legal reasons. Again, Save James did not initially set this up. We actually found out about it and went to verify what was going on. So we can alert people who follow the Save James page. None of us had anything to do with it. Jeff was not a part of it. These are people now rising up and taking a voice of their own, seeing that enough is enough. So, just to clarify, Memory and Hollow are putting the donation link out for those of you who are interested. And actually, let me take a look at it to see how far we are. Uh-oh. Nope, do apologize, that is the wrong one. Oh, hey, Falcon. Okay, hold on, because now I thought I updated that, and it's apparently not doing what it's supposed to. Why is... Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm not sure why that one's on. So, like I said before, YouTube had updated stuff and it disconnected a lot of things, so I'm having to go through and fix stuff, and I don't know why. Memory and Hall, that is not the right one. Let me see. Bear with me, guys. Trying to figure out what is going on right now. People, would you guess is... Does anyone have any questions while we are waiting? Any confusion about the case? Anything like that? That you guys are interested in? Anything that needs to be cleared up? Yeah, the host of it's driving right now. Like I said, there's a few of us who cannot be there. I'm actually not entirely sure. It's half tempted to bring someone else on. I don't have a host for these things anymore. I apologize, guys. It's supposed to start at 7, so we may not even see the beginning. But I'm trying to get the live feed up. Oh, come on, people. Let's see who. Yeah, I know it's happening now. I want a live feed, dang it. Let me try looking up that dude. Maybe he has a live feed of it. Oh, yep, okay. I found the right one. You have a live feed. Nope, not yet. Grr. Let's see what else is going on. I've been busy, so I've missed a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of dumpster fires kind of roll by, so, got some shocking news about an old friend of mine last night that was really messed up, and found out other old friends of mine kind of went along with it. I had a dude like blocked me about 5 years ago, and he started to talk crazy. He was going through some stuff, and then I bumped into one of his new Facebook profile last night, or the other night. Went full trans, and I just completely gone. You can't reason with him. I guess he thinks he's been a woman all along. Oh, hey, looks like we have a feed. Okay, let me get it. Hold on, I has to find person. Gimme. Uh-oh. Link, hold on. Let me have live feed. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out, because apparently she's live right now. Or one of the Save James people's live, and I'm trying to find out. But yeah, anyway, they tried to act like, he tried to act like he was someone else, and doesn't even recognize, or should I say, acknowledge his mom as his mom anymore. Tries to pretend that he's a whole separate person now because he's a woman. It's honestly really sad. I'm not making fun. I knew this dude quite a few years ago, and he took care of his sister, and we had some good talks. But he's completely off his rocker now. Come on. Hold on, somebody's live, and I'm trying to get a flipping link. This really stinks. Nope. Please tell me y'all cannot see any of this. Okay, cool. Oh, gender. Well, that's nice. I can't get in and see. Post. Okay, come on, guys. So, this was kind of like a last minute thing, so do bear with me. I'm trying to figure out where there's a link for this. Oh, you know what? I'm probably, possibly need to send her a friend request. Because I probably, what the, get out of here. Come on. And this chatbot. Oh, I removed it. Get out of here. Thank you. I don't know. I've never done this before. Crap. Hold on. This really stinks. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I haven't heard back from the other page yet, so. They might be still setting up. I guess we could take a look at the fundraiser while we are waiting. So yeah, we are 66,925 out of 100,000. It surpassed the 50,000 goal, I want to say about a week ago. Why is it hiding all the recent donations? Oh, let me see. Oh. Oh, I'm not. That's probably why. Maybe, hold on. Apparently you person does not have it, public. It's freaking private. I've done it. Hold on, there is one, I just can't see it yet. Oh, something. Hold on, guys. I'm really trying to get this stupid. current vault doesn't have anything yet either. Let me go and try going to their website, see if they have anything. No, feature stories. Hey, no, get down. Sorry, my cat. Oh, okay, here we go. We has a live feed. Okay, let me. Oh wow, I can barely hear it. Oh no!
And it's pretty much normalized already. We have got people there at the Children's Hospital in Dallas. We have the Genesis Clinic. That is a clinic where they see the girl and they.
Oh, it's interrupted. Doggone it. I'm actually gonna adjust this just slightly. Come on, dudes, get it back up. Give me one sec, guys. Crap. Okay, it may take a little bit to get a feed here. Doggone it. Okay, so we have it again. Hold on. I'm gonna keep flipping back and forth. So bear with me, guys.
And it is a mental disorder. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the psychology board says. Gender dysphoria is a mental disorder. And any person with the right mind would know that gender dysphoria is a mental disorder, even though they say it's not. So, whenever I came out of the closet, I started doing drag, all that. Then I started. Yay, we have a fan. Then I started living as a woman, and shortly after that, I started prostituting. And I was in every form of sex work you can think of as a transsexual woman. And I was a prostitute. I was a phone sex operator. I did webcam shows. I did porn photo shoots because my mindset was I should be making money all day. When I'm breathing, I should be making money.
Okay.
So I had no value for myself. I had no value. My parents. And so I was just looking for any way to be validated. So whenever I hooked up with a client, it validated me and it gave me a purpose for being here. And for that short moment of time, I felt like my life mattered. And so 6 years ago, after a lot of different circumstances, I had, we have coincidences in life where we think, is that God or is that just a coincidence? But after you have about 50 or 60 of these, you think it's probably God. And so I moved from Dallas to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because I wanted to get away from here. I had 7 friends die in 1 year from different issues: suicide,
Hold on, guys. It's gonna be
AIDS, drug overdoses,
brother.
and they were all trans. And so I went to Florida where I didn't know anybody. I was trying to escape my reality. And when I went there, I got a job working in a nightclub. It was a gay nightclub, and in fact, it was a gay strip club. And I was the dance manager.
There
and
you
I
go.
performed in the strip club.
Can you
And
guys
I
hear that
told the
okay?
boys what stages to rotate to. And as I was at the bar getting a drink, one of the little stripper boys came up to me and he said, "Dominique, do you want to go to church with me tomorrow?" And I was like, okay, like, who in a strip club, a gay strip club, asks someone to go to church with them who is a transsexual? But I said, sure. So the next morning, didn't think he would show up. He showed up to pick me up to go to church. And whenever we went to church that day, I did not have time to get ready, get dressed. I had makeup on from the night before, threw my hair in a ponytail, wore girl clothes to the church, and I thought I was walking. I didn't know what I was walking into. I had never put myself in this situation, and everybody looked at me like I had 10 heads, but I was there, and it planted a seed in my heart. I did not understand why I was there. I did not really particularly enjoy it, but it planted a seed in my heart. And when we left, I said, "Why do you go to church? You're gay." And he said, "Because they have a ministry there." And he was telling me about a ministry that they had to help people with unwanted same-sex attraction. And so I had never heard of unwanted same-sex attraction. So when I moved back to Dallas, shortly after that, one of my friends from Dallas, she was a hair client of mine, I'm a hairstylist, and she said, "Hey, Teddy, you want to go to church with me?" And it was on Easter. And I was like, sure, everybody goes to church on Easter. I went to church, and that day is whenever I gave my life to the Lord. And thinking, I thought I would just be a gay Christian, because that's all I ever knew. And then I started reading the Bible, because they gave me a Bible when I left church that day. I started reading that Bible, and whenever I started reading the Bible, I noticed those scriptures in there where it says that homosexuality is a sin. And I read them about 25 times to try to twist the scripture to make it fit around my lifestyle, but there was no way I could. And so I said, "God, if you don't want me to be gay, and you don't want me to be a woman, you're the only one with the power to take that away, to take those desires away." And slowly, over a period of time, he did. And so I started going to a ministry called Living Hope in Arlington, Texas. And that's where I really found my true identity in Christ. I learned just because I might be more feminine than the rest of the men, especially here in Texas that like to watch football and scratch their, yeah, go there. But that's pretty much what they do, watch football, go hunting and fishing. I decided that, oh my God, I'm a sensitive man. And just because I'm a sensitive man does not mean that I'm a homosexual man or that I should have been born a woman. And that's what Western society teaches little boys
pretty
and little
much.
girls. That if you're a little boy and you like to dance, that's for girls, so you must be gay. But that's not true. We're born with a personality, but not a sexuality. And these people that say, well, whenever I was born, I can remember from my whole life I've been gay. No, you remember having same-sex attraction from your earliest childhood memory. That means, that tells me something happened in the early years of your life where you were broken.
Yep.
And so after
I've
that,
mentioned that on
and
my
then
channel too.
I started seeing, and I never liked politics. I thought politics was the most boring thing in the world, and I hated it. And I would rather eat a bucket of nails than do anything political. But I met Jeff Younger. And when I met Jeff Younger, and I heard about Jane's story, my first name is James. And I was a transsexual. And I was a prostitute. I started prostituting in year 2000, and I only stopped 6 years ago. Even though I had a cosmetology license and I could still work as a hairstylist, I still did both. Because why? Because I wanted to be validated by men. And that was the only way I knew how. So, and I still to this day deal with PTSD a little bit and those issues, and it still comes back, and I just give it to God and keep moving forward. But I have a mission now. And my mission, after meeting Jeff Younger, is to make pediatric gender therapy illegal in the state of Texas.
It needs to be illegal all over
My
the place.
mission is to make, if the legislators will not do it because they don't have the balls to write a bill to do it, I will go city to city and I will get them, take a city ordinance to them and have the cities outlaw pediatric gender therapy, which is what I'm doing right now. And I'm so passionate about this, and I know everybody's recording, so cities, guys, I'm coming to a city near you, but I'm not telling you which ones, because y'all ain't gonna stop me. I'm meeting with a constitutional attorney to write these city ordinances, and
There you go.
so I will be doing that. I am now the assistant director for Mass Resistance Texas, the only, I will say only, pro-family group that makes a difference in the state of Texas. We have others, but they don't do much. And so with me and Tracy Shannon and my team, we are determined to do something. And we don't make money. We don't get paid. No one pays me. And in fact, I lost all of my clients over this issue because this is a hot topic issue and a lot of people are on the left side of things. So I'm just living off of donations and Jesus. But so if anybody here wants to know the news, wants to get our newsletter, to know what we're doing as Mass Resistance or anything and be updated, because we also will attack, the left is trying to ban conversion therapy, which conversion therapy does not exist. What I went through was actually reparative therapy. So we're attacking that issue too, and we're going to stop them from doing that because the left just wants to silence Christians' voice. Is what they want to do.
Yep.
And I will fight it until I'm dead. And so, I'm going to pass around a sheet. Please sign it and put your name on that paper so that I can keep you updated. But starting on Tuesday, every day, we are going to go to the pediatric gender clinic, which is called the Genesis Clinic, that's located in the Children's Hospital of Dallas. We're going to go to Ann's clinic.
Oh, no.
And we're going to go to the dance machine that is allowed.
I'm not trying to talk over him, but the gender clinic and Georgia's had James signed up for it. She had him set on the path of chemical castration. That was revealed in court because Rebecca Orr sent a letter. They read that letter during the hearing last year.
Our fans are back, so everyone turn around and wave. Hi. So we are going to go every day to all 3 of these locations, and we will protest in each one for an hour. I would like to do more, but I know that a lot of people, they don't have the time. So we're going to go to each one for an hour. So, come along. I need people. I need volunteers. I need your help. We cannot do this alone. And my question to leave you with is, what are you going to do about it? What are you as individuals going to do about it?
Oh, he's wearing the,
because we can sit here on Facebook,
one of the older shirts.
Warriors, and complain that they are destroying our cities and burning up our cities, but until you get off of your butts and get into the streets, you're doing nothing but just complaining. And
Pretty
Jesus
much
did not just sit around and complain, nor did he sit around and pray about it. He put his feet into action and did something about it. So we are to be like Christ. And
Slayer Vein, no. There is, hold on. There's no date or time for the evidentiary hearing in September. I don't think there's going to be one. I think it's just a bunch of smoke. I really do. There's something else going on.
Glover, and I'm the state Republican Executive Committee woman for Senate District 12. Everybody lives in a Senate district. We have 31 in Texas. Each one is represented by a state senator. And if you vote Republican, you've got a representative, a committee man and a committee woman to the state Republican Party. So that is who I am for the Senate District 12, which is part of Denton County and part of Tarrant County. I'm also a licensed counselor. I don't practice anymore, but one reason I'm particularly interested in these issues is because of my counseling background. I'll be honest, when I first heard about this case, and it's probably been about a year and a half ago, maybe almost 2 years,
Same here,
honestly, I
about
almost
two.
didn't believe it, because I thought, good grief, this is a child who, I think at the time he was 6 or 7, and I thought there is just no way that there are counselors who are going to affirm a child that young transitioning to, quote, the opposite sex. I heard Jeff speak at a rally in Austin, and I couldn't believe it. So I started doing some investigating and found out not only was it true, but it was also happening to lots and lots of other children here in the state. So last winter, probably January, February time, the SREC is responsible for writing what we call ballot propositions. And so if you voted in the Republican primary, there was also some ballot propositions just asking about how you feel about certain issues. We had a ballot proposition that I had the honor, really, of writing on banning gender modification in the state of Texas. That proposition got in, I think it was number 4. It was in the top 10. And so that told us that the citizens of the state were starting to hear about this case and really were horrified by it and did not want this to happen to our kids. So at our recent state convention, the Republican delegates again voted on what their legislative priorities are going to be for this upcoming legislative session. This particular legislative priority, banning gender surgery, cross-sex hormones, and anything that attempts to transition a minor child, came in number 3. It got 77% of the ranking of importance of our legislative priorities. And so we are going to make sure a bill gets filed. Now here's the tricky part. Just because a bill gets filed and a senator and a representative agree to carry that bill does not mean it's going to make it all the way through the process and get signed by the governor. Many times, and I'm going to stop for a second till this goes by. Many times what happens, especially with something that may be considered controversial, and honestly I don't know how on earth this particular bill would be considered controversial, but as we know, right now we live in an upside down world, and it is. Many times though, representatives will say to their people back home, oh yes, I absolutely agree with you on this issue and we're going to get that legislation done. And you know what happens? Behind closed doors, they will kill that bill for various reasons. Maybe they want to appease the other side. Maybe they're making a deal
And they did it
because
before.
piece of legislation that's more important to
The
them.
Republicans could have
So
stopped
oftentimes,
transition
things
of
that we,
children,
the
I believe a
people,
year or
feel
two
so
ago,
strongly
but they
about,
let the bill
don't
die.
get done.
They didn't
So
pass the
so
bill.
what can you do? What can you do to make sure this gets done? Here's what's most important. Find out where you live, who your state senator is, and who your state representative is. And then you call them, you send them emails, you contact their staff, and you say, I want a bill that bans gender modification in the state of Texas for kids under 18 and under. You've got to follow up with them. You've got to let them know that you're watching them, that you're watching how they vote. And if they don't vote the way you want on that or any piece of legislation, that you're going to fire them. Because until we start firing our legislators who are not performing for us, they're going to continue doing the things that they want to do. And they're not
The appeal is held up. It's been held up for about 11 weeks. And we're thinking that Judge Brown has a buddy in the appellate court.
I'm going to be honest with you. It is going to be an uphill battle. But I am
No,
determined
I agree, Marlene.
James and the 500
Republicans don't do
currently in the
jack
state of
all.
Texas that we know of who are being treated at clinics like the Genesis Clinic. I am determined we are going to get it done. We absolutely are. So thank you all for coming. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to talk from the political end, but also from the psychological end. And I didn't even really talk much about that, but I don't think I have to convince any of you that we are currently watching our kids.
Yeah, Gaijin, it's bad.
With the kind of thinking
These people have buddies in certain places of the legal system.
I will tell you that the statistic is that 30% of children don't know if they are male or female or what their sexuality means. And as a Christian, I will tell you, God made us male and female. Amen. He made us with a body that tells us what we are, and He made us with a body that tells us who we are to be married to and have relationship with. And our body tells us that. And when that's confusing to us, then there's something wrong up here. And that can be healed, as Kevin wonderfully is a walking exhibit of. And you are the example of Christ transforming power. And believe it or not, there are some good counselors who also have some techniques. And I think you've benefited from that too. I got to testify. We tried to get some protections passed last legislative session for counselors. Those got shot down. We're going to try again. But fortunately, in the state of Texas right now, it is still legal for people to be able to get whatever kind of counseling they want. But the left isn't, they don't want us to continue to have that. And in 22 other states right now, they've banned reparative therapy. So
yep,
we have got
they
to
try to do it in California.
We've got to fight for what's right. So thank you all for coming, and if you have any questions, let me know afterwards.
We got 2 more speakers, and then we will be doing a very peaceful walk down the street. So Brian Godin is going to be our next speaker. He was very active in Open Texas and grassroots activist, so really just glad to have him here. So Brian, if you want to say something.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And those of you that don't know me, my name is Brian Bodine. I'm one of the co-organizers in the Texas Freedom Coalition. That is an upstart group that was born out of just the coronavirus lockdown and shutdown that started back in March. And so we created this group to oppose things like the lockdown, business closures, mandatory mask requirements, and so on. And we've gotten into some other issues lately as well. And but I'll keep my comments real brief here. Thank you, Tony, for inviting me to come out and to share who I am and what we're working on. And then with respect to the issue concerning James Younger, it's very concerning. And to kind of follow up what Joe was just talking about, on the subject of fighting for what's right and fighting for what we believe in and against things like gender transition. And we're noticing this at the Texas Freedom Coalition, that the school board, Texas Board of Education, other political governmental entities that deal with education, it's going to be so important that we be engaged.
Yeah, it is, and that's not just for Texas, that's for all over the country.
But that we're going to the school board meetings and that we're testifying, before the Board of Education. And I'm by no means am I an expert on exactly how that process works, but hopefully somebody can talk about that sometime. But the reason is because there's been so much indoctrination on the college campuses. So you have
there's people that I work with every day that have drunk in the Kool-Aid and they're going to college. They just sound freaking nuts. You can tell they're indoctrinated.
Their political doctrine, their philosophical doctrine, it actually supports things like gender transition in many respects. So they're making
Marxism is another one.
Support it. And so we have, unfortunately, people coming out of undergrad programs, teaching programs, that buy into a lot of that. That it's okay.
Come out usually mentally crippled too.
I don't even want to repeat right now in some of these sex ed programs. I think you talked about that a little bit earlier, or forgive me if you haven't, but it's really disturbing some of the stuff that's being taught in these sex ed programs. And I think that comes down to,
for those of you who aren't aware, sex ed, they talk about anal, gay sex. They've been creeping this stuff in high school and middle school too.
And so what I would say is that
some even schools do fetishes.
Or we got to pull out. And I think that would mean that in the future, educational cooperatives, more homeschooling. I think there's a homeschooling revolution that's happening. And academia is not going to change. And if they're not going to change the way they do the curriculum at the elementary schools and at the middle schools, then maybe we've got to pull away from public education. I don't want to say it's a lost cause right now, but it's something that we need to be thinking of going forward into the next 10 or 20 years. So I'm doing my best to do as much research on this subject matter as possible lately to learn a lot about it. And I'm a conservative concerned citizen about it. I'm an activist, but I would encourage you all to get involved in, challenging your school board, what the Board of Education is doing here in the state, because what's happening in our schools is very important, and they're making excuses for some of the immoral things like gender transition that are just wrong. And that's what we're here today to oppose. So let's educate ourselves and let's challenge what our education officials are doing when they are in the wrong. Thank you.
We're really honored to have Shelly Luther here. She's running for Senate, SD 30. So please give a hand to Shelly.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out. Yeah, this is a touchy subject, but it's important. And as I was watching Kevin speak, I thought it's crazy how things kind of come full circle because we met before all of this. Kevin actually came to the salon when things were really tough for me, and standing up for what he thought was right. And I'm so proud of him for what he's doing right now, because this has to be the hardest thing ever you could ever do in your life, to stand up and say what's happened to you. And you guys have to give him a big...
And here's the thing, anybody who has the transition usually gets called a fraud.
You see a lot. And I won't say the school, and obviously we can't name any names, but we did have a person come from 8th grade up into the high school. We had to have meetings all before the school year started about this child, that we could not call them what their name was on the roll. And this person may look like a certain gender, but we're going to call them a different gender, and we have to punish the other kids if they make fun of this kid. I mean, it was a lot.
Freaking ridiculous, man.
It was a lot. Of course, we say, yes, we'll do whatever we need to do. We don't want to get in trouble, and we don't want anyone to feel bad. We just want to make everybody comfortable. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare for the kids. It was a nightmare for me. It was a nightmare for that child. I taught Spanish, so we use the words he and she a lot. And try to imagine that you're trying to have these kids have a conversation and they accidentally say he or she, and you have to almost get them in trouble for saying that when
Freaking ridiculous.
they don't mean to.
Children are being forced to live in other people's delusion.
We had to we had to block off one of the extra restrooms for this child to go into because some parents didn't want him to go in the other restroom, and which is understandable, it's fine. But all it did was create this mass hysteria around this child that could have been unnecessary. If this child could have probably waited 3 or 4 years to just live their life a little bit. Maybe talk to some other people. Maybe go to a church.
Let me see.
All of these children would not...
You might have to try to turn it up at your end, Bob.
And it was really hard. And that doesn't even count all of the things that the child is going through at their house or at a doctor or anywhere else. So can you imagine, a lot of kids go to school that are in those houses that kind of had family issues. A lot of them go to school for safety and comfort. This was not safe and this was not comfortable for anybody. So this child would go to school, it was horrible. This child would go home, probably horrible. How could that be good for anyone, and how could that child make good decisions for themselves? That's what I'm wondering. The other thing I'm wondering is how a child could make, or an adult, a parent could say, well, let's mutilate our child's bodies. I mean, that's what they're wanting right now, possibly. But that child is not even allowed to buy cigarettes. So you can change your identity, your body, be someone completely different, but don't drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where I'm getting at? It makes zero sense.
They've raised the firearm buying age too.
Equal parenting rights. Because if this was happening, this father might have had a lot more say in what's going on.
I don't.
This is unjust. It's not right. We're not keeping this child from doing what they want to do.
We're just giving the child time to develop, have their brain completely develop, and make the decision for themselves and not be influenced by anybody else. What's wrong with that? My hope, if I become elected, is to make sure that kids are protected. And this is protecting that child. Protecting that child.
Not brainwashing.
Because right now, that judge is not protecting this child.
Nope.
To me, I want to protect parents. Because if both parents are good parents, they should have equal rights to see that child. And that's the best thing for that child. Anyone that says different is wrong. You guys are so important, and you're the ones that I'm kind of, it's like preaching to the choir when we're saying people need to stand up. We need everybody to stand up. This needs to be a tidal wave, and this isn't a touchy subject. It really isn't. The people that think this is, something's wrong.
Yep.
And if you're scared to talk about this, something's wrong.
Yep.
Stop being scared. I'm not scared. And if I'm elected, I will go in there and tell them what is right from wrong, because that's what God is telling us. We don't need other people to influence us because we're listening to the right person. Talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Make other people uncomfortable until they'll talk about it. We have to do everything we can to save these kids. Because what if they grow up in a few years and say, what did I do? I wish I wouldn't have done that. Then what do? We can't do anything. Their life's ruined. We have to save them while they're kids. Making them wait doesn't hurt anything.
Nope, and that's what a lot of these detransitioners are talking about too. Some of them are going after the medical system that failed them.
Had a little more time on a decision. Just give me a little more time. I've experienced it. I've seen it with kids. I've seen what they've gone through when they've grown up in bad situations. They need out of the situation and they need time. That's it. And they need God. And thank you guys so much for coming out and showing your support. We need a lot more people, so make that uncomfortable talk, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shelly. And Shelly brings up a good point. So does the rest of our elected officials. I don't see hardly any of them here. I see a lot of people that are very involved in politics, but none of our actual leaders are here. That says a lot. So I know Kevin wants to say one more thing very quickly, and then I'm going to introduce Jim in a second, and he will be leading us down the street. So
I just wanted to let everybody know, if you have Facebook, I'm old, so I don't really do other forms of social media. Add me, it's Kevin Witt, WHITT. And because a lot of people have asked me, how do I get involved in politics? How do I become a political activist? How do I do what you do? So I'm having a workshop at Kingdom Life Church, September the 19th, and it's called, what is it called? It is called We Are the Storm Workshop. Yes. That's what it's called. So it's going to be September the 19th from 11 to 3. Also, we need to stand up against Drag Queen Story Hour.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
the state opens back up, they will be doing all that crap again. And that is not okay.
That needs to go.
So the 3 issues are Drag Queen Story Hour, conversion therapy, and pediatric gender.
Let me also remind the crowd that a bunch of pedophiles got outed in those groups.
So someone, and they informed me that James Younger is not taking dance at the dance machine anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm assuming something probably happened. He is taking Luna, so that's really good. So amen to that. But we
Nice try, Anne.
Protesting the gender clinic and pediatric clinic, because his mom, James Younger's mom, is a pediatrician.
Yes.
So
That should scare the shit out of all of you. Excuse my swearing.
Amen.
And on the front of her business, it says modern parenting. Yeah, she's modern parenting, all right. So, you guys make sure.
This shade is
Some
awesome.
people are writing their information down. If you haven't gotten the notebook, write it down because I've got to keep you informed because we're going to be doing a lot more of this stuff because I'm not going to stop fighting until it's over. Thank you, guys.
Amen. Thank you.
Gaijin, he was just explaining how James is no longer enrolled in that dance school as Luna. He's not doing that dance school anymore.
We transitioned into a Texas-based like Babylon Bee. We write a lot of satire. Politics should be fun sometimes, and unfortunately, what the Babylon Bee writes and what we write ends up coming true, which is not a good thing. So Jim handles a lot of our social media. I'm going to be introducing him, and he will meet us on.
Thank you all for coming out. Really appreciate it. My name is Jim Compy. I helped organize the vigil, and I'll be very brief. There's a war on your sons. The left and the left masters hate them. They hate them because, at the end of the day, men stand against everything they have done and will try to do. Your sons are under attack physically, and if they try to defend themselves, like
Daughters too. It's not just men.
They're under attack sexually, perverted sexual morals, the destruction of the family unit, even fake rape charges when they go to parties at college, or even high school. At the end of the day, they're under attack mentally as well, with James Younger obviously being the case at hand. A little ways up that street, about 3 blocks, the judge who made the decision to give James to his witch of a mother who's going to mentally abuse and chemically castrate him lives up the street. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to show her that I'm not going to take this lying down, and neither will y'all.
Oh, they're going to the judge's house. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what? Uh-oh, I got sun.
I wanted to introduce you to Gwen. I wanted to introduce you to Gwen, but I don't. Oh, did she? There she is. I need to go give her a hug. Just wanted to give you a hug. How you doing, Froggy Froggy? Oh, I do.
I remember those two.
Kelsey Coalition. All right, so we're fixing to walk on down to the little judge's house. Well, we're leaving. Let's go.
I tried to get that on the stream, Mom. Me just peeking out.
Hold on.
Behind it.
You got a candle? Let's go. I got a lighter, too. Sure do.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're going.
What?
Cass, get your candle, baby.
Hey, Mom.
Hmm?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Thank you.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, Lord, I don't know about singing, y'all. This could be crazy. Get your face out of the camera, you little freak.
Amy, be
There
nice.
always all it tries where I just went like that.
Yeah, don't.
Oh my gosh. Hey. I'm gonna keep it going. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Jesse, did you put my information? Did you put my information? Okay, hold on. I did not put my information on there. I was filming.
Now, is it true that James is not taking he's not taking dance anymore?
Yeah, the dance school did not know.
They didn't know that.
They didn't know
They thought
that.
he was a little girl.
They didn't know the whole story.
Looked
But,
like a little girl.
well, I don't think they had seen him when she signed him up.
Okay. Oh, so she signed him up as Luna, and they were expecting a little girl to come, and they were like, "What?"
Right.
Oh.
But then they got calls and they got.
Yeah, they didn't want all the bad press, I'm sure. Hi, everybody that's listening to me. Just kidding.
There's somebody there, I'm sure. But maybe not me. It's supposed to be going over to the Save James.
Go follow me on at kevinwitt.com. I mean, no, yeah, it's kevinwitt.me.
Okay. Holy cow.
I can burn the most wick if I do this.
That's right. Leave it down, and you can burn a lot of wick.
Thank you. It was kind of messy there because I was doing it. kind of one-handed, but
I remember her.
come on, we got to get down here to the judge.
Let's jog.
Judge. And no, we're not jogging. I'll let mine shine and we'll get down yonder too.
Y'all are brave walking with them.
I'm horrified to jog with a lit candle.
I got a light, but I was going to wait till I get there so I don't accidentally set my face on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because someone lit my candle. If I trip, there's a 99.9% I'm going to be lit on fire and someone's going to
If you want my lighter, though, I can
corn on it.
Sure, that would be great. Here you go. You're welcome.
I really wish they heard that last part. Did you hear the last part I said? If I like this and I trip, there's a 99.9% chance that
Thank you. You're
that
welcome.
I'm going to fall over and then get lit on fire and someone's just going to cook a corn on the cob on me.
I dropped it. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Here we go.
Candle does not want to live.
No, I'm just trying to juggle everything.
Juggle. I'll carry your candle for you, Mom.
No, baby. Can you carry my paper for me? Cass, let them pass.
Oh. So they're going peacefully. They're not going hostile,
In
but
case you're
still.
wondering, we're on our way down to the judge's house.
I smell so much lit candles.
Yeah.
I think my heat from my hand is melting the bones of wax somewhat. Mom.
Do you?
Yeah. How far is the judge's house? Mom?
Hi.
Hi.
Come on, get across here before we get killed, they did.
Hey, let me know in the chat if you guys can still hear the audio just fine.
It's me. I'm just tired and nauseous. Are we going back to
Is the audio still
park
okay?
afterwards? Mom?
We might go back to the, well, we got to go back to the park. That's where we're parked.
Mom, my legs hurt. Mom.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay. Good.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Was that a cop that just walked by? I missed that because I was messing with the audio. Oh, that looked like it was a squad car. Was that a squad car?
If I had that seat and then had it on the wheels, I'd be great.
Oh my
I might
gosh.
have miscalculated that 3 blocks.
Yeah, really.
It's okay.
I think I see him stopped down there.
Walk in the water.
Sorry, y'all.
You're good, Amy. This is great.
Oh, we're
She
crossing the
can't hear
street.
me.
Let me give you a tour of the judge's neighborhood. See you way down there going over. Yeah, I wouldn't mind living there. Are you fixing to light up?
Huh?
Are you fixing to light up?
No.
think we're almost there, guys.
You're about to lose your big rock case. There you go, Mom. I saved you from dropping your big rock case, Mama.
Thank you. I said thank you.
Big rock case was saved. Are you almost to Judge's house?
I would hope so.
He's looking way faster if you have a wheelchair with rockets.
Yeah, we need a wheelchair with rockets.
Stop. All right, go. Oh, are you okay?
Uh-oh.
You sure?
Yep. I might have broke my hand.
Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. No, this
Oh, Mama.
Yeah.
one.
You just stepped in it.
a hole. I'll get a, yeah.
Hold
Thank
on,
you, though. I appreciate it.
hold on, it's hard to manage it.
Oh, car's coming.
Get out of the road.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you, though.
Aw.
All right. Serious. If you can get up here and give me a hand this way. I can't do it yet.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Here.
I can't do it yet.
Hold it
Uh-oh.
on there, son.
We got a man down.
I can't do both hands, so this one. Yeah. I might need help. Made it finally. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, Lord. I guess embarrassing things happen when you get older.
All right, let's get
Let's get
across the
across real
street.
quick.
All right, Cass, you go, but
I
don't
know where
run.
to sit.
Okay, we had a minor little mishap.
I don't even see him anymore.
They're up there on the right-hand side.
Oh, I see him now. I'll wait till it's still
Oh, there they are. I see people.
on my hand and that, but it's not broke. See,
Put ice on it later.
So you can walk back.
honey.
Ooh.
He has a holder.
Whoa.
Just don't put all your weight on me.
I won't put all my weight on you. I know.
I'm just hoping you did. I was just telling you that.
I don't know if I picked up my lighter or not.
Well, I got one if you need it.
Okay, so we're gonna need it. Oh, I got it. I got it myself.
Okay.
Okay. They're up here. Straight up.
Yeah,
Where's your Jeffrey house?
up here where everybody's standing.
Just about there, guys.
They're all out in the road.
Where's the bag? You got the bag?
Uh-huh.
I need water. Wonder which one is this one. Because he's standing up there. Can we not sit on the sidewalk?
I don't know, but there's a driveway up here. Sidewalks are city property. Cass, stay with me, baby.
Wonder if the judge is even home.
No, leave your band on.
Yes, you'll need it. 'Cause I didn't need it. All right. Sit over there and I'll
Also, if the judge claims that this was hostile in any sort of way, there's my YouTube video. It's going to also be on BitChute. A small turnout. A little bit shaky. Let me. Oh, try to hold still. His name is James Younger. They hate your boys. Oh, that's a small crowd, about 20 to 30 people. Where are you going, Amy?
I don't know where it's at, but we're here. I don't know which one.
Man, that is a big house.
Yeah, I know. All right, we'll go next time.
Thank you folks for coming out. Really appreciate it. Save James.
Save James. Save all children. Save James.
You should leave her.
Stop this mess.
Abortion castrates your kids.
Yes.
The judge for mom.
You got a higher judge than you that's judging you. Stop child abuse. Trans abuse.
Are we already leaving?
Yeah.
We can do another song.
Right here. I don't mind. Lord, I come.
I confess,
Turn it back around.
bowing here, I find my rest.
Without
You, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
Got a megaphone.
Children.
Be a man and stand up.
Thank you.
Defend yourself. Oh, wait, you can't because it's godlessness.
And God will judge you
Oh, they're shouting at the judge. Wow.
Let me light again because I'm.
for what you have done to James Younger. And what you obviously want to do to all little boys.
Do you need a relight?
All of her neighbors. Mary Brown wants to mutilate your little boys. She wants to mutilate your little girls. She wants them to live as the opposite gender that they were born. And she's okay with this. Do you not see a problem with it? If a child cannot buy alcohol, if a child cannot buy cigarettes, then why would a child be able to determine their gender?
Ooh, he's pissed.
Are you crazy or are you stupid?
Mine keeps on going low.
This is not okay. She needs to be shamed. All of you that are neighbors of hers, y'all should shame her This is not okay. Mary Brown, I will continue coming here every day until I get to speak with you. I know where you live, and I will have a group with me on a daily basis. This is torture to children. This is mutilation of children.
I'm gonna sit down.
Who do you think you are to be or to play God? You are not God. You are simply a judge elected by the people. And we can unelect you. We can get you out of office.
And we will.
Amen.
We will.
Amen.
And just a reminder to all of her neighbors, this child is 7 years old. This child is a child. They can't smoke, they can't drink, they can't sleep around. They have no choice. If you're their neighbor, demand they do the right thing. Stand up. You have a voice for this child that 10 years down the road is going to beg and plead and cry and wonder, why didn't someone stand up for me? We have to stand up for this child. They're going to look around and go, God, my life is a miserable mess, and no one did anything for me. Your neighbor is screwing this child over for life. He's going to beg and just be broken for this. We have got to do something. You are their neighbors. Don't talk to them. Don't bring them apple pie. Stay away from them. People are sick. Don't be anywhere near them, and God forbid you bring your children anywhere near them.
Run.
Oh, I accidentally.
Amen.
Mine accidentally went out.
With the transition.
Okay. Oh, that was quick,
It starts
Mom.
with all of this. And then, guess what follows? Pedophilia.
Yup.
The LGBT
Next step.
community is
Yup.
not LGBT anymore. It's LGBTP.
Yep.
Pedophilia.
It's already been established in some
And
parts
if
of
you
the
do
country.
not hold your neighbor accountable, then you are standing up for pedophilia, the rape of children. Hello.
The
Hi, you have a penis. So, Mary,
Look out.
why
I
are you a
have to do
pedophile?
this every
Why
few
do you
times, Mom.
believe in mutilating little 7-year-old boys?
I have to do this every once in a while to get it to
You
light
might think,
again.
oh, well, this is just one boy. There's actually 500 in the state of
Done.
Texas being mutilated right now.
Children. They're children.
Children. 500 children. Not adults. Children who depend on their parents to stand up for them and to defend them. So when you're just sitting around, sitting in your lovely little home, sitting in your home watching TV, guess what? There's a child being mutilated, confused by this woman that lives in this house.
Amen.
That's
Put that
it.
down. Throw it out.
Your neighbor
My
is a pedophile, mutilating children.
Chemical castration.
And if you say,
Irreversible.
well, I'm not a pedophile. Yeah,
it's
yeah, you
not
are.
working. It's not blowing out.
Because you stand up for the LGBT community, apparently, and they have pee
Oh wait,
in
Mom
those
told me
letters
to,
now.
here, Mom, since mine is quite big.
Does anybody else want to say
Oh
anything
wait.
to our little lovely lady?
Dietrich Bonhoeffer was executed by the Nazis once before the World War II ended. This is one of his sayings. The kind of world we leave behind for our children reflects on what kind of society we are today.
Yes.
If we are going to castrate willy-nilly our children just for some punk ideology, what does that tell us about the kind of society we are today?
Yes.
Please
Yes.
ask yourself that at night, just between
100%.
you and your heart and your conscience. Ask yourself, what kind of society does that reflect on us, on each one of us, to sit by passively and let this happen over and over again? Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Do I get to keep the lit candle?
Hello?
Yeah. Was
say something?
Stop sexualizing our children. Why are you so concerned about this child's genitalia? Leave them alone. He is fine. He's a perfectly, wonderfully, beautiful made little boy that God created and knew in the womb, and you want to mess with that child. Leave them alone. And Texas will not stand for this agenda. We will not. The people will rise up, and we are sick of this, and we will not let this go any further.
Yeah, here.
Does anybody else want to say something to this lady who's mutilating children? Who obviously does not believe in protecting children. I hope that she does not have any children of her own.
God, yes.
Oh, crap.
Dear God, be with those children.
Yes, amen.
I hope she is not abusing her own children if she has them.
Grandma.
Well said. Well said. Everyone. Well said.
Oh.
So, Mary, just in
Let it
case
go
you
out.
didn't hear me,
Let it go out.
you are mutilating children.
All right.
You are mutilating his children when you do not stand up for him. You are a judge to protect the civilization that we live in, to protect we the people. What you are doing is not protecting anything but your pocketbook.
Hey, Mom.
You need to protect the innocent children who are being neglected by people like you, by their insane
When I
parents.
was trying to put it out by doing this gently, I
And
dropped some wax there. It hurt, so I made a fist to try to retract the pain. And then there's now wax stuck to my finger.
What you are doing to children
That
in
hurts.
America. The 500 kids in Texas, and yes, I said kids, children who are being confused about their gender, who are being mutilated, who are being treated, who the medical boards are stopping them from going through through pre-puberty because of people like you. Because you cannot stand up against these perverts. So, like I said earlier, I will be here every single day to protest you. And I will go to your job and stand in front of the courthouse to protest you. And the whole entire United States will know that Mary Brown is a pervert.
Oh, and I think the feed just died. So I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be there, guys, but that's pretty much how it is. I'll give you guys an update. It was getting late, and I really hope that one lady's hand is okay because, ouch, she was literally on the floor. Anyway, though, any last thoughts, comments, anything like that? The donation link is in the live chat, floating around. There's going to be a lot of people that'll hopefully see this. So, I mean, it was very much peaceful. Anything that happens after that cutoff point, obviously, I'm not going to have any record of. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. This is actually kind of happening all over the country, and not just with the Save James stuff, but with the way our government and judges are running things. People have had enough. It's getting to the point like we saw in Portland, Oregon. Bunch of patriots went over there and started just to fight back because the government won't do anything. These freaking leaders won't do anything. We have judges who are in places of power which they shouldn't be. Hold on. Trying to figure out what's going on. The person that was doing the live feed. Which, thank you, by the way, when you see the actual YouTube version of this, thank you so much, by the way. So, and I did get permission to show the entirety of it. So, give me 1 second. Oh, you're welcome, Marlene. And yeah, cold summer. It's nice to see pushback, because it's time. Republicans, I will tell you what the Republicans of Texas, as I had mentioned in the earlier showing, is that Governor Abbott and all of them could have placed a bill that would have stopped any transition of children medically, but they didn't do it. They're cowards. See, here's the thing about Republicans. I lean more towards their politics, but a lot of them refuse to do anything. They want to sit nice and comfy and not lose their place. But when push comes to shove, they kind of crumple, which really sucks. Democrats, on the hand, are just freaking full-blown nuts. We've seen what they've been standing up for lately. But hopefully this wakes a lot of people up. I know the conservatives are starting to get woken up more because they sit on their hands a lot. They go quiet, yet complain when nothing is done. Well, you have to go out and do something. Oh, let's see. Then check at the same time. Okay. So like I said, if there's any updates, I'll post it on Twitter or something, or put a post on the Save James page. Anyway, though, I don't want to hold this up too much longer. I'm going to end it off here. Let's see. Thank you for thanks. Dems are nut jobs and Repubs are pussies. Pretty much. Pretty much. With that being said, this will also be on BitChute too. Once it's done processing, I'm going to have to download it and put it on BitChute because that site has like turned into hot garbage. Anyway, you guys have a good night, and I will let you know if anything else happens. So as we all saw, it was peaceful. They stayed from just our end about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Anything after that, I have no knowledge of. So we'll see you guys in the next one.